This camera does everything the DJI Pocket 3 can do, and it's much cheaper, but is there a catch? So a little while back, I got an email from a startup company in the United States saying that they were about to make a pocket-sized camera that had a 1-inch sensor and could shoot 4K 120. Those are some very impressive specs, and they might sound familiar because the DJI Pocket 3 also has a 1-inch sensor and can shoot 4K 120. Now, if you're unaware, the DJI Pocket 3 is currently out of stock and has a marked up price of $800 compared to the original, I think $520 it launched at. On the other hand, this is a US company, which I'm sure helps them get that price down, which would be its main advantage. But are there any other physical differences? From what I can tell, these look to be identical, with the same size, shape, flipping screen, buttons, 3-axis gimbal to stabilize your footage, which are all things I've loved about this DJI camera. Plus, after playing around with them, the battery life and charging speeds are very similar. The only differences I see is that the XTRA MUSE has a little bit of a silvery sheen, a better 2-year warranty, and the only small downside is that it currently does not support DJI microphones. Obviously, the next question is what about the software? And on the camera, the only changes I noticed were with font and color, which doesn't really matter. For the app, there does seem to be a little bit of a different layout, but when you get into the actual editing, it seems very familiar. The main takeaway here is that the XTRA MUSE does have really good software like the Pocket 3. Now what you've been waiting for, is there any difference between the image quality from these two cameras? Filming on these cameras side by side in 4K, I have turned on the active track, so if I move the cameras side to side, it should stay with me the same on both, which I am seeing on the screen. It looks like it is. I'll also do an audio test on the XTRA MUSE 1, 2, 3 and the DJI Pocket 3 1, 2, 3. Because these cameras have really big sensors, you can see how professional this video looks with a nice blurred out background, and when we go into low light, the video still looks really good. Personally, all of that footage looks identical to me, but let me know what you think down in the comments. Because these cameras have a gimbal, non-replaceable lens, and flipping screen, it makes them less durable than a traditional action camera. Also, the batteries are non-removable, and learning how to use the gimbal does take a little bit of a learning curve. The thing is, if you use this as a vlogging camera, the professional look far outweighs the cons, and not only does the gimbal enable this to have the AI tracking that's very essential for solo creators, but you also get stabilization without having to crop in like electronic image stabilization. To wrap things up, these cameras are basically identical, and I don't see any catch with the XTRA MUSE despite it being so much cheaper. I would say if you're in the market for a vlogging camera like the Pocket 3 and live in the United States, I would definitely check this out with the link down in the description.